principle necessitates relationship balancing codified right and inherent responsibilities. These responsibilities, termed fundamental duties, constitute a perspective ethical framework guide citizen conduct for societal welfare and national integrity. Initially absent in Constitution as adopted 1950, which prioritized rights attainment in a nascent independent state, the necessity of citizen obligation become progressively evident to entitlements. The introduction of fundamental duties effected by via the 42nd Constitutional Amendment 1976. This legislation action was informed by the recommendation of the Sardar Swan Singh Committee. The committee initially proposed 8 duty. The final enactment integrated into Constitution as a part for a compromise Article 51A enumerating 10 fundamental duties. Conceptual underpinning derive partially from the former USSR constitution but are profoundly rooted in India's indigenous cultural and ethical paradigm, particularly the concept of dharma. Right are persist as a consequence of diligent duty discharge. Subsequently, the 86th Constitutional Amendment Act 2002 augmented Article 51A by incorporating an 11th duty, specifically obligation parents or guardian to ensure educational opportunity for children aged 6 to 14 year. The complements the concurrently introduced fundamental right to education under 21A. The 11th enumerated duty required every citizen of India to abide the Constitution and demonstrate reverence to its ideals, institution and national flag and national anthem. Internalize and emulate the noble ideas that catalyze the national struggle for sovereignty, uphold and safeguard the sovereignty, unity, and integrity of the nation, provide national defense, and render compulsory nation service upon requesting, cultivating harmony and a shared sense of common brotherhood across all democratic cohorts, transcending religions, linguistic religion, and sectional disparity, and issue of practice contravening the dignity of women, appreciate and converse the very heritage of composite national culture, protect and eliminate the natural environment encompassing forest, lake, river, and wildlife, and manifest compassion towards sentient begins foster scientific temper, humanism, and spirit of inquiry and reform, safeguarding public asset and abstain from acts of violence, strive for excellence across all domains of individual and collective endeavor to facilitate the national perpetual ascent to elevated strata of achievement. Added 86 Amendment for parents, guardians, facilitate educational access for their child or ward within age bracket of 6 to 14 year. Awareness level regarding these duty have historically been assessed as low effort toward their integration into civic consciousness, particularly via educational modality, were recommended by the Justice J.S. Warnock Fundamental duty comprise both moral obligation, cherishing freedom, mystical ideas, and civic obligation, respecting the constitutional symbol. They are jurisprudentially non-justifyably lacking direct legal enforceability analogous to certain fundamental rights, notwithstanding non-justiciability. The Supreme Court has accorded significant imperative weight to fundamental duty, ruling that laws designed to implement a fundamental duty may be deemed reasonable under Article 14 equity before law and Article 19.6 freedom, thereby potentially insulating such law for constitutional challenge. Judicial Postponement Gannath Misra Judgment 2003, AMS Student Union versus AMS 2001 underscored their importance, emphasizing universal right and good for their enforced via both legal and social sanction. The inclusion of education as fundamental right duty. Article 51 AK is significant for its emphasis on parental responsibility, enforcing the legal rights to education with a complementary moral legal obligation for guardian. This provision has demonstrably impacted school enrollment and reduced dropout rates. While elaborateness varies, certain national constitutionally mandate civic obligations such as defense of the country, Norway and Denmark paralleling 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 one aspect of India's duty. The French Republican Foundation is noted as resting on both right and duty. Fundamental duty are specifically applicable solely to Indian citizens, unlike fundamental rights extending the non-citizen. These are considered vital for national building, functioning as key to social transformation and advise active citizenship. Their adherence is deemed crucial for realization of the Viksit Bharat 2040